So my relationship with my teeth, it's always been bad since I can remember.
My first impression of him, super cute.
I've known Paul for like 14, 15 years. My buddy makes music and they were trying to rap back then, and you know, that's how I met him. Some days he'd just be laying on the couch because his teeth are hurting. I get one little toothache and I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. I'm sure whenever half your face hurts, that's probably, you know, probably can't do much.
As a kid, it starts with your parents take you to the dentist. I got a few more cavities than all my sisters. Candy bars, chips. It's not gonna be great for your teeth. I just didn't have good habits, hygiene, just my diet. I was a picky eater. I was very picky and I just ate a lot of sweets and I wouldn't eat healthy. That kind of already set the stage for me to have a lot of cavities and just bad teeth.
Back in high school, I don't think that his teeth were as bad, you know, as they got, because believe it or not, South Carolina Department of Corrections, they don't have the best dental plan. I think they just really took a nosedive.
They have a dentist in prison. I mean, they're a dentist, but it's basically, does your tooth hurt bad enough that we need to yank it out? Yes, we'll yank it out. No, here's some ibuprofen. Go back to your cell. 3 a.m., I'm pacing in my cell and I'm trying to be quiet while I'm pacing because my sandals stick to the floor because the floor is so dirty. I'm trying not to wake up my cellmate, but I have to pace just to be doing something, just to try to take my mind off the pain that I'm feeling at 3 a.m. And all I want to do is to be able to lay down and go to sleep because this is day 3. I was in solitary confinement for 45 days, only supposed to do 30, but when my 30 days were up, it was so overcrowded, there was no space for me outside of solitary, so I had to stay another 15 days. It just got worse and worse up until the point where, I mean, when I realized it was really, really bad, I would be like, man, I might die. By the time I finally saw the dentist, the abscess had went away on its own.
I can't imagine half of your teeth have been decaying or whatever for 10 years because you literally can't get help because you're in prison. Half of your mouth is just hurting all the time. I genuinely don't know how he dealt with that.
When I first got out, bottom teeth were always really bad. And it wasn't just my teeth, it was my gums. And you could see that in the color. If I bit into something too hard and got to chewing too hard, you might see drip blood, but like, I mean, you'd see some like irritation. And so I did go to my mom's dentist, and they looked at everything. They did x-rays, they looked at everything to really see what all has to be done here. And I mean, immediately it was like almost everything. I mean, all that on bottom has to go. A lot of that on top has to go. I mean, you're talking to fix a tooth. I mean, that's $1,000, $2,000. I can't do all this. I did what I could, and that looked good, and that made a difference for a while, but it didn't last because it's just not enough. I don't know about insurance. Never had insurance. I don't even know how to go about that. I don't know how to go about most things that people my age, 29, 30, when I got out, have learned how to do. I'm re-entering the world. And I care about how I look. And because I'm meeting with new friends. I'm seeing my family. I want to meet a girl, you know?
I don't know how we became friends. I can't remember if I added him or he added me. On Facebook, I had posted just like a little story with me in the bed with my cats, and he responded to it and he was like, be my girlfriend and raise the cats with me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Paul had a lot of teeth issues. The dentist that he was going to gave him his partial, which is one that he has to like take out to eat and stuff like that. It became like a normal, you know, just to like knowing things that he'll have to avoid, like foods he'll have to avoid. And it's like, oh, we're going to like a family thing, like what food is gonna be there, you know, just stuff like that. It just became a normal to like, it was very in our face, like just like a constant thing that he's dealing with in whatever little way.
Paul's not the kind of guy that's like, you know, oh, don't talk about my teeth, you know, like we joke about it, he's open about it. Shortly after he got out, we went to this place in downtown. It's like a seafood steakhouse place, and he got a steak. It was the first time he had ever eaten steak too, which you kind of need to get into that with him. He's like never had ketchup and stuff. He's crazy. But yeah, first time he ever had steak, and like I remember he had like some issues eating it because of his teeth. I mean, that's just a few instances that I can think of that I remember that have like impeded him from doing stuff that just people don't think about, you know? Like I don't have to think, oh, can I eat a piece of chicken or am I gonna chip a tooth, you know?
The turning point was when I lost my front tooth. Just a normal day, I'm sitting on the couch. I just felt and heard something that wasn't right. It wasn't natural. This isn't me just eating food. Something just happened. I just felt it.
He was in the bathroom and he just went like, he walked out and like, he looked at me and he was holding the piece and I was just like, it was crazy because it was almost like I was feeling like the heartbreak that I knew like he was feeling, just like knowing that that's the state. Like it's like one thing to have like dirty teeth and like a couple missing ones in the back, but to have like your front tooth.
My whole front tooth is gone except like that much up top, which kind of makes it worse. I think I'd rather the whole thing because I mean, that just makes it look worse.
About 2 weeks later, News Nation reached out to him and wanted to have him on the news as a prison consultant for the Alec Murdaugh trial. I
think it's just a cool thing to be on the news, especially that first time. You know, now I've been on there several times, but especially that first time, it's like, oh, national news, you know, I'd love to be on there. And I'm just like, you know, gotta be on there missing a tooth.
Supposed to be an expert in this field. He's got, you know, one of his teeth broken in half. Like, why should I listen to him? I already know how cruel the internet is. It just is what it is, you know, so I already know what's coming. So I came very prepared and I took it very serious. I'm gonna be on national news, you know, you're gonna take it serious and I don't wanna look like an idiot, you know, by what I say, but no matter how good the things you say are, you end up looking like an idiot because you physically look like an idiot because you're missing your tooth. So all the comments are like, you know, just about my teeth, or like, even the ones that aren't trying to be mean, they're just like, oh gosh, no one should have to walk around looking like that.
I feel like when people see people like missing any kind of teeth, it's like, oh, they're dirty or they're on drugs or, you know, just only bad things generally, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's not true, you know?
Obviously comments, not the nicest place in the world. So he would show me the wildest stuff, you know. People click on a video, they see, oh, this guy's teeth are messed up, don't give him a chance, and you know, keyboard warriors, they're gonna put whatever. But now, Paul doesn't have to worry about that.
I don't check my Instagram much. I don't even do much on Instagram, but I refuse to delete it because the best opportunities in any way, from any angle, for some reason have come on Instagram. I don't check it every day. A lot of times, even back then, I wouldn't even check it every week or 2 weeks. But for some reason, I checked it that day, and that happened to be the day that she had sent me a message.
One day, he comes to me and he's like, babe, this dentist just reached out to me. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, she's like a huge fan. And she heard in one of my videos where I mentioned like, I need dental work. And you know, she's like reaching out, wanting to see, like wanting to help me.
The idea to reach out to Jumpsuit Pablo was something that wasn't really planned. And you know, I'm a mom, I have 4-year-old twin boys, and like most moms and parents out there, at night when my kids go to sleep, I'm always watching those true crime documentaries or series on YouTube. And so I watch all different ones. And I was going to a continuing education class with my team in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we were on the flight from Dallas to Raleigh. And like most people do on the plane, I put my headphones on, put on a podcast, and it happened to be Jumpsuit Pablo's podcast. And anyone who follows Jumpsuit knows that he did a huge series on the Wade Wilson trial that happened out of Florida. And with the Wade Wilson trial, Wade apparently in prison got his front teeth knocked out. And he used to have a beautiful smile. And Jumpsuit was doing, you know, one of his skits and his comedy about how these Wade wives out there think that they can just get Wade's teeth fixed while he's in prison on death row. And the thing that jumped out to me was that Jumpsuit made a comment, you know, I have every right to make fun of Wade Wilson's teeth because my teeth are in horrible condition. And so I was just sitting on the plane with my headphones in, my eyes closed, leaning back like this. And something inside of me that stuck with me, and I'm like, I never really noticed his teeth on camera before. And so I started going back to some of the other, episodes that he's done, and I always noticed he kind of sat further back in his chair at the desk, and you really couldn't see his teeth. And I got this idea, I wonder if I reached out to him and said, let's work something out. Let's fix your teeth. I love your content, just like all your other fans, and I don't know why you're sitting so far back in that chair. Let's get you a brand new smile. Let's figure out what's going on with the teeth. So I go to this class in Raleigh with my team, and I kind of mentioned it to them. They have no idea who Jumpsuit Pablo is. They don't even know all these crazy documentaries I watch. So I tell them, hey, I think I'm gonna reach out to this guy and see if, we can do his teeth. They absolutely thought I was crazy. Nobody believed in me. Everyone's like, you're gonna reach out to a random man on the internet and ask to do his teeth over. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I crafted an Instagram message to him just from my, business Instagram page, and said, hey, I'm a real person. I'm a dentist. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. I was listening to one of your episodes. You mentioned about your teeth. Let's talk. I want to see if we can, get you a smile that you deserve to have. Never in a million years thought he'd reach back out to me. Actually, I think it was like 3 hours later, he wrote back. And I said, hey, why don't you call me, because I want you to know I'm a real person, like this is real. And I actually asked him to FaceTime, and he was like, no, I don't want to FaceTime. And I don't know, maybe it was because he was embarrassed about the teeth, or just he didn't know me, didn't know how I was gonna feel about it. So we talked on the phone, and I explained to him what I do. I said, I do full mouth rehabilitation cases. Do you have any recent x-rays that a dentist has taken? He said, yeah, I just was at the dentist like 2 or 3 weeks ago to try and get a partial made. Anyone who doesn't know, a partial is something that hooks on your teeth, but it comes in and out. So at night, you have to take it out. It has metal on it. It has metal bars, so you can see sometimes that it's fake teeth that are in there.
I'm always very skeptical. I think there's a whole world people don't realize. Once you get like a little bit of a platform, there's so many kind of upper level scams that reach out to you on fake brand deals, fake this or like this, and just really try to get you in a whole different way than normally. But something about her message seemed very real and very human.
So the immediate first thing that I do, I'm like, let me see her Instagram. Like, I want to see her work, because I know that there's a lot of implants that just don't end up looking good, or they just don't look natural. And so my first thing was like, well, let's see like what she can do. And so I go to her Instagram, I'm looking, and I'm like, wow, like her work is amazing. Looks so good, natural. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I couldn't believe it.
A dentist reaching out and being like, hey, the one thing that's messing you up, I'll fix it. Like, it's pretty wild. It really couldn't be more perfect.
And we just briefly, exchanged emails. He sent me the x-rays, and I saw, okay, these teeth are not savable. It's time that we get this man some new teeth for camera. And I think it was like a month and a half later, he flew out to my office. Never met him before. He just came to my office. He was sitting in the waiting room, and I went up there, and he doesn't know me, and he flew out. I think it was like the second time he's ever left the state of South Carolina, and he flew to Texas to my office for me to look at his teeth. So we, at the office, we had shirts made. We made like a banner for him, and pretty much we met him day one, took some records, took some x-rays, and the next day this man let me do surgery on him, which, had to be terrifying for him. It's like, okay, this woman who I don't know and her team are gonna take all my teeth out and put implants in, and he doesn't know me from a hole in the wall.
And we booked our flights, booked a hotel. We're just counting down the days. 24 hours later, by the next day, Paul is in his chair just being worked on in surgery. From the moment that we stepped into her office, and I just even seeing the ladies back there, the vibe in there is awesome, and they had dogs in there, and I'm just like, this is my kind of dentist office. And then we meet her, and just her smile, her energy immediately, it's just so welcoming, warm. It's like you instantly just kind of want to be her friend.
It was a mixture of like, I mean, so much had been done. All my teeth have been taken out. There's kind of no going back. All the screws have been drilled in my mouth. They're all there. We've done the hardest part. And then on top of that, how comfortable, not just she made me feel. I'm not there to be comfortable. I'm there to go through surgery, you know, and I'm ready for that because, man, you're either gonna go through the surgery or do you wanna keep going day after day after day after day and week after week and year after year of another toothache in another place and another infection and another thing you can't eat and another embarrassment, or do you want to just go through this? And it's not going to be as bad as you think because it wasn't as bad as I thought. She's so nice and everybody there is so nice. Our whole team is so nice and everything's fine. And that's probably just goes back to just my own anxiety and my own overthinking.
And we did it. I mean, we did the surgery in 2 days. Some of his teeth were really difficult to get out. And we got him, you know, implants and that temporary smile put in. So 3 days after he met me, he went home with a new smile. And the thing that I noticed first when he got home was just that when he was making content, that content, he was no longer sitting further back from the screen and the camera like he was before. And just the confidence that he had, talking into the camera, telling his stories, telling his jokes, it was just his same content, but a better version of himself. And I know that I'm not the only one who noticed that because since, you know, we've gotten him his final teeth and he's been producing a lot more content, I've had many of his fans reach out to me and tell me, thank you so much for doing this for him. I've noticed that he's sitting closer to the camera. I've noticed that the quality of his content is better. And this just proves that changing someone's smile, not only for health reasons, but for confidence and self-esteem, will carry them so much further in whatever endeavors that they're in because they're not afraid to smile. They're not afraid to open their mouth and talk. They're not sitting far back like he was. And I just know that the sky's the limit for him after this. And it's also beyond just jumpsuit, right? Because by him being vulnerable and open to sharing his story, it has opened the doors for so many other people. So many of his fans are now patients of mine that we've been able to build that medical insurance and get them a $50,000 surgery for way, 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 way less and change their lives just like we did for jumpsuit.
After he got the teeth done, there was a little bit of an adjustment because, you know, he sent me pictures and it's not like whenever I was hanging out with Paul, I was just staring at his bad teeth the entire time, like, oh my God.
Ever since that surgery, it's been just up from there. I can't even imagine how that honestly must have felt for him. I mean, I know amazing, but just, he never liked his teeth to begin with.
Now that's definitely a non-issue, you know. He doesn't walk around like stressing about that. He doesn't show me comments anymore of people being like, you know, meth mouth, whatever.
Probably the biggest thing that surprised me, where I was like, whoa, this is new to me. This isn't something I've experienced before. Eating ice cream. I can eat ice cream again. You know, like who doesn't want to eat some ice cream? For anybody out there who's watching any of anything that I've described with my teeth, whether you feel yours are worse or you're not that, I'm not as bad as that guy was, but anything relatable or anything close to where I was at with my teeth. Gotten to a place where you're okay with not being okay with your teeth. You've gotten to where you're okay with the state your teeth are in, but you know deep down you shouldn't be and you need to do something about it. And maybe you feel like you can't do something about it. That's exactly how I felt. That's my life, that was me. And I almost didn't do it. I almost didn't respond. I almost didn't reach out. I almost didn't take the step. I almost didn't take the chance because I had gotten so complacent with, this is just what it is. And you know, I guess I can live with that. It sucks, but I guess I'll be all right. Don't do that. Just do it. Just take a step. Just reach out. Just see. There's no harm that can come from just seeing. Just reach out and just try because just that step can change your life. Coming from me, I'm telling you, it can change your life. Just take the step.